Some people have asked, well, what's this rally about? Is it about ending the shutdown? Is it supporting Dayton? Is it about taxing the rich? And my answer is, it's about all three of those, because they're all three connected. We can't end the state shutdown with a bad deal. We got to have the right kind of deal, and Mark Dayton is the only one who's got the right kind of deal, and it's called tax the rich.
If our property taxes go up because somebody else's little income tax couldn't go up a little bit, we're going to feel it here in southeast Minnesota. I know our cities will really suffer.
With property taxes, every community, Spring Valley, Spring Grove, Caledonia, Preston, are all going to see high single or double-digit increases in property taxes.
There are big issues at stake here.
It's really high stakes. What's going to happen in Minnesota? Are we going to be the Minnesota that we've always been, or are we going to be Mississippi?
Well, I think if there's one silver lining to this shutdown thing, it's that people may understand a little better how important government is. Government is us, we the people. That phrase has been kind of co-opted by the Tea Party.
We all grew up in these small towns, all grew up in these farms. We were the first in our generation to have a chance to go to college. We paid 30% of our tuition, of the cost of getting an education. Today, students have to pay about 55%, and that's why they're graduating with student loan debt of about $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000. That's the difference.
The funding shift, that has to be paid back. By state law in Minnesota, that has to be paid back.
Some of these Republicans have got to move off the dime, and they've got to move towards Mark Dayton.
They offered one compromise where they said, well, we'll give you $1 billion in new revenue. You know what that new revenue was? Borrowing.
Nobody is compromising. That's what they should do.
Republicans are really focused on resolving the deficits by looking at the budget numbers only. But by doing that, they're creating real deficits in the lives of thousands of Minnesotans.
There's a huge gap between the wealthy and the poor, and not too many people in between.
If I'm lucky, I make $22,000 a year. That's 2 jobs.
Greg is I'm sure all of you know him. He can come across as a nice and charming guy. But if he doesn't get his way, he can also be a bully, and the facts don't seem to matter. What has he done? He's helped to shut down state government. He's helped to continue the inequality and give the very wealthy in our state more, and doing basically nothing for the middle class and the lower income folks in the state. That's what you've got from Greg Davis.
Remember, we've only got one person standing between us and the extremism of the Republicans in this state.
Taxes have to be raised on the rich.
The Republicans have offered no more revenue.
What the American family does is we get a second job.
Yay!
The tax cut, or the tax increase on the rich is Minnesota's second job.
The point is, we need to marshal public support to support Mark Dayton, to tax the rich, so that we can have the kind of state that we're accustomed to and that we deserve as Minnesotans.